Hello everyone, this is Ria Luz of Buhay Buhay sa Amerika, right at home. And I am so inspired because I have here with me the president of the Women's Federation for World Peace USA and the director of outreach of the Women's Federation for World Peace, Miss Kiyomi Smith, right here on our show today. It is such an honor for me to be able to have this opportunity to have an exclusive interview of the Women's Federation for World Peace USA President, Mrs. Angelica Selly, and Miss Kiyomi Smith. How are you?
Thank you. Very nice.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for having us.
My first
Bye,
time on
bye.
the show.
And I am one of the recipient of the graciousness of the Women's Federation for World Peace. As we know, Women's Federation for World Peace is about all about empowering women and even realizing dreams, which I would say, I could testify personally because it was just in 2016 when we talked about, no, 2017, when Women's Federation for World Peace celebrated its 25th anniversary. And you were here in Arizona, and I shared about my dream of being a radio host. And who would believe that through that 25th anniversary celebration, my dream came true. And as I really owe a lot to our president, Miss Angelica Selly, for her amazing support as a mother of this organization here in America. So I have with me in my back the testimony of what Women's Federation have done over the years in such a short time of the Buhay Buhay sa Amerika. We were able to receive recognition from the community through the Nationalism Award, and recently in 2019, Buhay Buhay sa Amerika received the Commission on Filipino Overseas Migration and Advocacy in Media Awards. It is through the Women's Federation for World Peace that this is all possible because of my inspiration and unity with the founder, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. And so let's have our Women's Federation for World Peace USA President, Miss Angelica Selly, share to us about, especially month of May is Mother's Month. So Miss Angelica Selly, President Angelica Selly, the floor is yours. Talk to
Oh,
us.
thank you. Thank you so much, Ria. And congratulations to you and the Buhay Buhay show. We're so excited. It's not only that we supported you, honestly speaking, you're the one woman who made it happen. So give yourself a round of applause because we're just inspired by your leadership in Arizona. So with that, I'm very happy to be here with our director of outreach. We work together as a team in the national level, and we're excited because Women's Federation truly is a woman's movement of the heart and of
Yes,
the mother's heart, especially, right? And we just, as you said, we have May, month of May. We celebrate the mothers, and the mothers not as a just a person, but it's like the mission, the vision that goes with a mother, and that includes grandmothers, and
yes,
includes daughters, it includes all the women, right? So we are here to celebrate the mother's heart that is so deep and so all embracing and so nurturing. And that's what I'm so happy about with the Women's Federation. It is the core and the essence of why we're doing what we're doing and what moves us forward, what propels us forward. So here we are sharing about that.
and thank you so much. I forgot to mention a while ago that this broadcast is actually live via Buhay Buhay sa Amerika page in Facebook, as well as
Mhm.
in YouTube, which is many of our YouTube friends like Norma Cornejo, Miss Kathy's video, and Miss Glenda
Yes,
Lambert. who is
Glenda
here
Lambert.
is joining us at this time. I know that many more women will come later on very soon as we continue to talk about this mother's heart. And as many of them will see, right there in the screen is a woman, a leader who has truly the heart of a wonderful mother. I know that being the president of the Women's Federation for World Peace for more than 10 years, that is an accomplishment. That is impressive. To become a mother is hard, much more to lead an organization of women and understand even more mother's heart. So tell us more about this organization that
Oh,
you
how many
are.
hours do we have? It is my passion. It's my passion to be here because I can be me. I can be myself, a woman, a mother. I'm a grandmother as well. And I can really follow my innermost heart of the femininity. And I believe in the femininity. That's also a hallmark of our organization. It's not a feminist group, it's a feminine group, which is highlighting most beautiful so-called soft qualities that are very powerful, actually, right?
Yes.
And so the Women's Federation, of course, was founded long ago, 1992, to announce the arrival of the era of women. And that has been becoming more and more a topic anyway, right? We need more women in positions who can make decisions and bring that mother's heart to the table. So what is Women's Federation doing? We have a huge vision, by the way. I think it's a huge vision. We have nothing less as a goal than creating one global family under God. So how do you do that? How do you actually do that is the question. Is that even possible? And we're talking about peace. So all of our activities are really streamlined and purpose-driven to make peace a reality. And of course, our statement is to work together with women from all over the world, every culture, every religion, interfaith, interreligious, interracial, to work together as women from the mother's heart, which is the common base, and our creator, God. Yes, we do acknowledge our creator. It's a very spiritually driven movement. The founders have been putting a lot of prayer behind this. And that's also what drives me, honestly. You know, talking about 10 years, you can imagine how many challenges there were, even on a daily basis. How do you deal with certain characters? How do you deal with yourself, right? Let's be real here a little bit.
Yes.
But, you know, because of prayer, because of the vision and the uniqueness also of the founders' examples, and we'll talk about that more, it has been giving me the power and the strength, really the strength. And also the community of women working together as a network, and women supporting one another, a supportive community. That also gave me the strength to even believe in myself when I didn't believe in myself. You know, there are many moments like that, for sure. And so also we are dealing with men and we are embracing men. We want to mention that. We are not competing, we are completing one another.
Completing, that's the term.
It's like you cannot stand on one foot, right? You need another foot to be able to walk. So, yeah, that's inspiring. You know, the vision inspired me that we are not exclusive, we are inclusive, but it does not include, it includes values. You know, we want to talk about family values in particular, because the family is really one of our core values, where we talk about traditional husband and wife, parents and children, grandparents, 3 generations, to live together in harmony. And if that unity is intact, I believe, and we believe, the society can be healed. Maybe I'll leave it at that.
That is, or what you just said is already felt like the healing is already beginning. And as you said, we men and women are to complete the task. And I like that idea, because we're not competing, but we're completing. Thank you so much. So I know you have, as a leader, this is one thing I'm actually very inspired about you as the Women's Federation for World Peace president of USA. You really embrace not only the diversity of women in America, but also the intergenerational, as we can see, Miss Kyo, Miss Meet, the young generation of young women leaders are right there in the Women's Federation for World Peace. So, Kiyomi, can you share with us what inspired you? about Women's Federation for World Peace.
Thank you, Ria. And so yeah, it's been about 5.5 years. I'm getting into the medium generation now. But yeah, through college, really, I'd always been a hard worker, and I always wanted to do something greater than myself in whatever I'm focusing on and putting my time and energy into. But really, through college, it was such a competitive atmosphere, and I, I felt like, everyone, what are they driving themselves for? And, money, it just didn't seem worth it. So, yeah, I wanted to invest my time into something meaningful. And we're talking about Women's Federation for World Peace. So, the one part is the world peace, talking about God and becoming one family under God, which Angelica talked about. But the other aspect of women, and both are kind of underrepresented. Their perspectives are underrepresented. So I think it's really, a meaningful organization to invest into. And I've learned a lot over the years. Personally, and by working with a team, you really stretch yourself to learn new things and hear from other people's perspective, and that challenges you and you're able to grow, which is a great opportunity. And also, as you had mentioned, I think one of your things that you also gain from this is you get to think bigger and think about the world and think about others. And in whatever you do, so you're a radio show host, you can integrate something larger. So you're talking about world peace and families and many things outside of just empowering the Filipino community. So that's one of the skills that I've gained.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever you want to go after and invest in, you can take an idea and turn it into reality. And so, yeah, that's what I wanted to share.
Thank you so much, Kiyomi. As you were talking, there's already many people who are in line who are sharing and talking to us, like Jawo from YouTube. We got Miss Kathy Videos, Norma Cornejo, Jawo ILPP Can, and Pau Channel from Japan, as well as they in Facebook, we say heart or give us a like if you enjoy and like the presentation. But in YouTube, you say thumbs up or give us a thumbs up. So I ask anyone who are watching right now, please give us a thumbs up or a heart. And as well as all of you who are watching, if you are inspired and want to hear more, please share this program and share it through YouTube or your Facebook wall. So many other women can participate, not only men, not only women, but also men. As mentioned by Mr. Clopa de Chotel, the dad of our vice president of the Women's Federation for World Peace USA, Mrs. Katarina Connery. This is Mr. Clopa de Chotel has created and raised wonderful daughters. And he said, complete men instead of compete with men. Very well said, President Angelica Selly. So I know it came from you. So let's continue and share about. I'm sure many people are now inspired and wondering what is Women's Federation for World Peace? What is mission? What's its vision? So, Madam President, would you be able to share with us about that?
Yes, I can. So our vision, I'm going to read it off because
Yes,
it's profound here. Women working together to establish a culture of heart in the family, community, nation, and world in order to achieve genuine and sustainable peace under God. And our mission is empowering women with knowledge, and that includes spiritual knowledge, skills, and supportive community to discover their unique value and bring lasting peace. And our motto is living by the logic of love and living for the sake of others. It's very universal, but it's hard to do. That's our focus, that's our goals, and we have also annual themes. Like this year we are having a theme called Empower, Collaborate, and Impact. So all of our activities are surrounding that. And yeah,
I just give a timeout because Glenda Lambert, who is actually listening from Facebook, says there is some noise.
there's some noise.
Can
Okay.
actually lower, if you have a device, if you can lower one of the microphone, or so yes.
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
there,
My earbuds, so
Glenda,
that
if you are
might help.
still listening, can you give us a thumbs up or give us a message if the noise is still there, so we can have a better, it's a give and take. Tell us your feedback. Sorry.
Seems to be good. I don't hear anything.
Okay,
Yeah.
now there's no noise, Glenda.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry for interrupting.
No
May,
problem.
can you continue?
Yes, so I read you the vision and mission statement, and we are practicing that. And also, Mother Moon has given many, many speeches. You know, you can find some of them on our website, wfwp.us, because the founder's vision is what we are trying to manifest, because it's also our vision. And it's basically that women are naturally given gifts by God, right? Our creator who created us, by the way, in God's image, male and female. And that's where our value comes from. And our mission is also to let women know their value. Their value doesn't come from any person or any culture, even though we are trained like that. But the true value of women comes from our divine creator, our God, or Allah, whatever the name may be. And to acknowledge that is the first step of understanding who I am. And when I understand who I am, then I can use my gifts and talents to contribute to the greater vision in the Women's Federation. And I think every woman has an opportunity to contribute, and that goes beyond age, as we can see. And I want to give a shout out to my wonderful Vice President, Katarina Connery, and also Kiyomi. They have been an amazing team to work with. Now, my passion happens to be to work with the next generation, okay? So I'm enjoying this. I'm really excited because we have the give and take on ideas, and you know, we move forward and we learn from each other. We're open. We're really like peers in a way, right? And I really admire those young women because they're so polite and also respectful, and really great examples of young women leaders coming in. So that is what our hope is actually for the future, our next generation. And so Women's Federation is also very much modeling our life or our inspiration by our founder, right?
Yes.
It is unique. The unique thing about Women's Federation is three things. Number one, the vision. It's universal. It goes beyond any differences, and it brings. And the philosophy is also equally important, because what are we basing this this universal value on? It is living for the sake of others and living by the logic of love, with acknowledging the creator. And then the example of the founders are just so empowering to see that this is really possible, this ideal that we are striving for. It's not just a thought. They have done that. Mother Moon has shown us how to live for the sake of others, how to be a true wife and a mother of 14 children, by the way, and we'll talk about more about her. So we are so moved by her incredible vision, and I think the ability to bring God and the higher spiritual realms and the heart of that to humanity. When you're around her, you feel it. And I think that's what you felt, right? Even we don't see her, we don't meet her personally, we feel her presence when we tune in that with her speeches. So I would say if anyone wants to know more about Women's Federation, go and read Mother Moon's speeches. That is really our guideline.
And you are so on point when you said we don't need to even see her personally, but reading her message, her words, is enough for us to understand how much that this Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, whom we fondly call our beloved true mother, and it's a beautiful message that we surely can understand deeply her heart, as you mentioned, that living by the logic of love motto. Thank you so much. And so I know that there's so much things now that Women's Federation is doing. As let's talk first with the project that the Women's Federation is doing at this time in this pandemic, the very recent one. Would any one of you can share about that?
Maybe Kiyomi, she is our outreach director, and she and also Katarina have been working on several projects. So go ahead, Kiyomi. Are you ready?
Let's pull up application window. Share screen.
I know that we are very inspired with the activity that our international senior vice president, the
Yes.
Giving for Good, right?
Yes,
That,
so this is a very recent one. Maybe I can, while she's pulling it up.
yes.
Giving for Good is a very brand new project inspired by Dr. Sanjin Moon, our newly appointed Senior Vice President International. And
Yes.
Kiyomi was in fact the first one who jumped on it and made it visible through putting a web page together that was so phenomenal and clear and simple to follow, because I didn't understand the project, to be honest with you. But so Kiyomi, are you ready to share about that project? We are very excited about that.
Is it
Are we ready, Kiyomi?
is it showing? Can you
Yes.
Yeah, we see it. Yeah.
see? Okay. Sure. So this started as like I mentioned, by our international senior vice president, and she was thinking about the COVID situation and what we could do also to support Women's Federation, but for individuals to support themselves at this time and make good use of their time. So the main idea is for people to spend time with their families, declutter, and put those items up for sale, and to both make money for yourself and give a little bit to a charity of your choice or WFWP. And so we had a launch in America. You can see a few photos here. This happened on May 15th, on Friday. And we had organizations joining in, youth organizations, companies, eco-friendly companies, vintage sellers, but primarily this is for individuals who are looking to contribute to charity, to themselves, but also it has an environmental impact. So it's about sustainable practices, buying and selling secondhand. As this is our main page here, we share about some of the statistics. The average American throwing away 81 pounds of clothing per year, and a lot of usable goods going to landfill. So just as a way to combat that, supporting the planet, supporting future generations as well, to consider both buying and selling secondhand. So this is available anytime. This is another update. Actually, our founder, after she heard about the launch date, she donated 11 items featured here. So we're figuring out how we're going to auction that. I believe Japan is going to set up a multi-language auction for this, and with the proceeds going to our Schools of Africa project. So many schools in Africa, WFWP hosts and educates. So we want to continue to invest in that. And if you go down a little bit further, this is the site wfwp.us/giving for good. You can see how you can get involved, tips to declutter your own items, how you can sell, graphics, etc., and a link if you'd like to donate. So that's a quick update from me. Anything to add?
Can you keep it back again in that the screen? And I wanted to highlight that clothes, because that clothes that you, yes, let's bring back the, yes, this one.
So these are Mother Moon's items. Yes.
this is the one that excites me the most because can you
Mhm.
imagine that the founder of the Women's Federation for World Peace became so excited that after she learned about this project, she herself pulled out her
Clothing.
own items and wanted to donate to the Women's Federation for World Peace. I think this is the most important item that anyone should grab, and really an auction should be starting from this one. Uh, this is so exciting to even have a personal item coming from our true mother, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon. Personally, I think that is a very precious item that will be recorded in history if you can have that item. So I think that idea of Japan to make it an international auction is really great. So that will also help not only the project but also help the Women's Federation for World Peace, right? Um,
Yeah,
Glenda was mentioned, by the way. Angelica can explain the 3 points of Women's Federation for World Peace. You only did the vision one. Oh, Glenda
oh,
wants to hear more. So,
yeah,
uh,
sure.
Miss President Angelica Selly, can you share us more? Because
I
really,
think I mentioned them, but I didn't number them. Okay, so here it goes. Uh,
we're really listening.
first of all, also to mention, I really remiss to mention, Women's Federation for World Peace is an NGO in general consultative status at the UN, and that is because of our Schools of Africa, which was we accomplished in 1997. We've held that position for all these years, over 20 years, which is a great accomplishment because of women's hard work. So that's part of the vision. So yes, vision is the one. Second is the philosophy. That's the unique thing. Our philosophy is very unique. We call it the philosophy of peace. They're based on principles, divine principles. We call it the principles of the universe that are very universal. And I believe that is what inspires also many of us about Mother Moon. She lives by those principles. You know what I mean? It's not just random good work or good deeds or whatever. That's fine, but there are some very specific principles behind this that also motivate our women around the world to give beyond what meets the eye. Number three, is the founder's personal example, their model. If we did not have that as a model, we would probably say, I don't think this is possible, what they're talking about, because it's maybe airy fairy. It's always, the whole world has tried to create a one world family, right? It's not possible. But with their vision and their example together, so it's the vision, the philosophy, very important, and that people practice that because it hasn't been practiced. It's not necessarily all new, but because we have all major religions talk about similar principles, but they show us the way how to practice it. And me coming from a Catholic tradition, I love it. We believe in works, but it's also explained, the why is explained, and how we can make actual change and transformation within myself. And we say peace starts with me. We talk about that later, and also in others. And that's what Mother Moon is demonstrating right here with those clothes. And I'm glad you highlighted that, because she's not just talking. The moment, and I heard from Dr. Sanjin Moon when she shared, when she introduced this project to her, she said she was immediately perking up, smiling and happy, and said, "What can I do?" And she opened her closet. She didn't even think about it because it's a second nature for her to live for the sake of others.
And
So yeah,
you,
hopefully that.
I really like that idea when you said that she immediately jumped in and support her daughter's vision.
Yes, yes.
Our senior international vice president, Sanjin Moon, she's the one who organized this Giving for Good project. And as a mother, I think when we see our children taking responsibility, taking ownership, and thinking bigger than themselves, but thinking for the world, it makes us feel so proud. And that is the heart of a mother, always wanting to raise up our children, our daughters, when they can become matured. And I think that that's this one of the mother's heart is to see each one of us to grow, to fully mature and become a blossoming flower to this world. So thank you so much for that beautiful story, um, President Angelica Selly, sharing us very personal touch about this Giving for Good project and also the heart of our true mother. So I heard that she is, oh, another question. How can young women can be involved with the Women's Federation for World Peace? Perfect question, Miss Glenda Lambert of Arizona. So, since you mentioned about that, I was just telling to our USA President, Madam Angelica Selly, about the possibility of Buhay Buhay sa America, since we're doing this as an online at home right now, and I'm not broadcasting it at the radio station. So instead of me paying the radio station, I am going, Buhay Buhay sa America is going to sponsor three young people who are interested to become a member of the Women's Federation for World Peace. So this is my contribution for the Women's Federation for World Peace. Is the Buhay Buhay sa America will sponsor the first three who would say, "Be I want to be a member." So hashtag WFWP member. The first three who will see on this broadcast gets that scholarship coming from Buhay Buhay sa America to support Women's Federation for World Peace membership. So, Madam President Angelica Selly, please tell us how can they be a member? Thank you.
Yes, thank you. There are several ways. Membership is certainly one. You know, you become a paying member. You go on our website, wfwp.us. I think it's /members. I'm not sure, Kiyomi. But the membership, yeah. But we also take interns. You know, internships are possible. We've had many, many young interns coming in our office. And also, I would say we have, we have already young women involved. Our newsletter editor, for example, Natasha, she is a young woman. And so you just look at our website. Sometimes we put out some opportunities to get involved if people want to, if the young ladies would like to really get involved. And I'm going to launch something here that's not really in substance, but I want to put out an idea that inspired me. In UK, in England, they have something called a speech contest for young women. And we're going to start that here in America. Yes. And we will, it's an annual contest where young women have a voice from all professional ways of life, and they can speak and their mind and heart about the issues and what they're going through, right? So that's coming. And yeah, anything I would say a woman is passionate about, we find a way to contact me, contact us, how she can contribute based on the vision that we have. It's very, very big.
That is, so they can also contact or click wfwp.us, and they will be immediately connected to the link of the Women's Federation for World Peace. Isn't that right,
Kiyomi?
Whoa, there is someone is really listening. Oratory contest? Wow! See,
it's a preview, okay?
Yeah. So we are so lucky that we get that first-hand information from our president.
Yes.
Thank you so much. And I'm sure many young women leaders, young women will be inspired to join that.
Yes. Our young women can also get involved in the Giving for Good project. We're hoping that, in fact, even though our office began, launching it, we cannot maintain it or sustain it for a longer time. We have so much going on. But if there's young women out there, hello, please join in.
Look at that. We got one already. A winner.
Ooh, all right.
Miss Rebecca. How do you pronounce it?
Awesome. Welcome.
Kiyomi, make sure that you write it down. So when she signs up, we will take care of it.
Connector. Okay. I wanted to add that I think WFWP is very underrated for younger women, meaning I think more women should hear about it
Yes.
because there's so many opportunities to develop yourself and to connect with so many different kinds of established, experienced women and in so many different areas of life. We have our Global Women's Peace Network, and we have educational series for ways for you to learn. But if you want to develop a certain passion, you're interested in writing, absolutely connect to your chapter. You can write articles. They can be featured on our website. If you're interested in social media, follow us, please.
Go to Kiyomi.
And I'm sure the chapter would be happy to have you helping with their social media. And so many different things. If you want practice as a bookkeeper or, internships, connecting to the chapter, you can go to our website and look at our chapter directory and just connect with your local chapter and see if there's some way for you to connect. But definitely it's very underrated, and there's so much you can learn and so many skills you can develop, and also friendships you can make, community to connect to. So it's kind of like a total package that, also it's so much about everybody doing a little bit of their part. Instead of having 5 people go nonstop, try to create world peace, it doesn't happen that way. It happens when everybody does their part and chips in. So yeah, I would just highly recommend getting involved and seeing what opportunities are available to you.
Can I add one more sentence to that?
Yes.
What Kiyomi said is exactly what's going on. And the reason is because we seek to connect everyone's passion and interest to a higher purpose, which is peace. How can you make peace when you help poor people, right? How can you make peace in the media, whatever? So that is what the common denominator is for all of us. And so people can also initiate projects. We had one young woman initiate the WFWP Girls, bringing young girls together and teaching them values and etiquette, for that matter, and then having some mentorship going on in a time where they're very insecure, but they need a little protection and motherly figures. So it's really an opportunity to practice values, to teach them, to really, like Kiyomi said, develop yourself.
You just mentioned about the girls project, which I remember that the New Jersey chapter has just sent me a link on this part of the Women's Federation. Do you know about that, Kiyomi? The
Bags of Love.
Yes, can you share about that?
Well, the WFWP Elizabeth New Jersey chapter, they got together with young girls, also some young boys, we're home with their families. They got together, they wrote letters to frontline workers, healthcare workers, and they drew special notes and wrote a special thank you and sent it with snacks and other things that the workers could enjoy. So
Oh, that is so sweet.
they did it once and they want to do it again. So they're looking to raise a little bit of money this time so that they could do even more.
See, Jawo is actually watching from New Jersey, and he put it on the TV screen now. Thank you so much, Jawo. Greetings from New Jersey, he says. It's on our TV screen now. So maybe Jawo's wife, Kie, can also join the Women's Federation for World Peace. Thank you so much. Many are still here and joining us, and may you can help us to share this message. This is very important to inspire many young people, especially at this time of pandemic. I know that Women's Federation is not only doing those projects, but there's even more. How about this webinar about that our Vice President Katarina Connery is sharing. Can you share about that too?
The webinar.
Yes,
Do you,
the
do you want to share, Angelica? I can see if I can find a visual.
Yeah, I'll start. I begin. It was a wonderful idea that Katarina Connery came up with, and to have a monthly educational webinar for our subscribers. So there are benefits when we, when you join, and that is one benefit. So we invite speakers, professionals, and women from the field and experts on various topics that pertain to our lives. That can be anything from personal care and empowerment to education, how to start a business. It's also, we had a couple of young professional ladies sharing about that. You know, the one lady from California who started a bakery, I forgot her name. Very exciting, very entrepreneurial. You know, so we want to teach those skills through those who have been, successful in it, mastered it. And recently we had a very apropos topic about relationships with Annie Conti. That was very well visited when she talked about the intricacy of the relationships, the pain, and how do you deal with all kinds of conflicts in the family at this time when we're sitting at home, right? And on top of each other sometimes. So it's a very valuable source that we make available to everyone who joins.
Thank you so much. And I know that there is something more that the Women's Federation for World Peace is very excited about when just knowing the founder and how much influence she has done to our lives through knowing her works. And I heard that her book, which I have in right here, that this book that is written in Korean, Mother of Peace, will be on in English version very soon. Is that right?
Yes, very, very soon. We cannot wait for this to come on the market. In fact, today was the official launch date, in fact.
Wow.
Yeah, so this is quite significant that we are having this conversation, because today is actually the date of the launch, and the first box was already printed, but for more to come through, we have to wait maybe a couple of days. It will be available on Amazon, by the way. And I don't know if you can zero in on the bottom part of that beautiful book. Doesn't it already exude peace by the color, the light blue color, and the Mother of Peace? She is that indeed. I can't read it from where I am, but if anyone can read the beautiful quote on the bottom there.
On the bottom.
The mother. Yes, can you?
So it says, for the first time, I'm opening up a window into my life. I do so with the hope that the story of this life, lived in accordance with God's love, will inspire in others the same mission, passion, devotion, and dream.
Thank you. Because it is not only about herself, you know, it is about joining the cause, the God's dream, if you will. She has a dream with God, and we are asked to join in, you know. And the Women's Federation certainly has been on that track for a while. But, you know, Mother Moon is, she launched this officially in Korea, and some of us were there. In fact, Yumi and I were there when she launched with the Mother Foundation. And those who read it already in Korean were so moved to tears. People are shedding tears when they read this book. And it became the bestseller in Korea already. So we expect incredible response in America when we share that book with our greater audiences, certainly through Women's Federation.
I can't wait to read this in English. And as you said, True Mother, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, has the biggest dream of all, because her dream is to realize God's dream, the kingdom of heaven here on earth. As Jesus has mentioned many times in our prayer, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. What an amazing woman who has the courage to really think bigger than anyone's dream. And actually, that is one thing that inspired me. Why I joined the Women's Federation is because of that. We pray for that every day. Why not join in her vision, in her dream to realize a world of peace? And to testify, as you mentioned, as you know, the Women's Federation for World Peace, the 25th anniversary celebration was because of one sentence. She mentioned that she's looking for someone who can do 10 or 12 things out of one word, she says. And that's why, even though we did not have financial ability at the time, the Women's Federation for World Peace in Arizona has no financial uh, funds at the time, but we go on with the vision to support her and celebrate the 25th anniversary of the Women's Federation for World Peace. I believe that truly uniting with the vision of the founder, Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, because her vision and her dream is so big that in the process, our dream can be realized too. Just like my childhood dream of being a radio host, never in my wildest dream that it
Yeah.
can happen to me in America and in a Spanish radio station, Entre Mujeres Radio. Who would believe that? That's why I say, and I can testify that unity with Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, her dream is to realize God's dream. As we unite with her vision, our dream can be realized too in the process. Basically, that is my testimony why everyone should really support the Women's Federation for World Peace and Dr. Hak Jahan Moon's vision. That's my personal testimony.
Well, I would love to add to a little bit of mine. There's like so many points about her because we've been with her for so many years, right? But
Yes,
just to say that what stands out for me is her incredible, authentic love for God and her purity of heart. I never felt that she had any second agenda or third agenda in her life. And her ability to sacrifice everything for the sake of this purpose, for the sake of others. Even when she was given a wedding gift or a gift, she would pass it on to others. This is extraordinary. You know, we love Mother Teresa. I have to say, she's bringing Mother Teresa to another level. Not only was
yes,
she married, by the way, and she had 14 children, when I mentioned that, that alone, I mean, and do this public work, right? And she has so many grandchildren, nurturing each and every one of them. And I do want to give credit to her husband, Dr. Sun Myung Moon, you know, who has found her, first of all. If he wouldn't have found her, and after a lot of prayer, we wouldn't have her either, right? And
yes,
she worked with him side by side every hour, sleeping only 3 hours, even today. He was sleeping only 3 hours for the sake of 7.9 billion people. We said she has a big heart. I mean, that is like, how big is that? And she is thinking constantly and praying and giving of herself. So, and she's a leader, very brilliant. I mean, we are excited that she is not only has a good heart, she's a woman of action. She has traveled the world, I don't know how many times. Even right after the launch of the Women's Federation, she went around Korea, around Japan, around the world. She spoke at the UN. She spoke to public officials, and most recently, the most tremendous ever in history event happening was the World Summit 2020 that some of us were able to attend. It was out of this world because we had 3,000 international leaders from every part of the globe coming together during the time of coronavirus threat. Okay, they all could have said, no, we're not going on this plane, but they did. And they gathered together in many different breakout sessions talking about peace among religious leaders, the business world, the academia, and so forth. And the spirit of that meeting, and those who were there, you know, can testify, was extraordinary. We could feel that peace was possible among all these people. And when Mother Moon came in and spoke, she always spoke about the same thing. You know what I mean? The presence of the divine creator, God, in our lives. And change is to come, right? And everyone says, yeah, we need to collaborate. We need to collaborate. There was a big word I heard on every session, collaboration, collaboration, because the world is divided. Now we have social distancing. We are divided. You know, sometimes I felt we are already socially divided before we had the social distancing thing. People are to themselves, right? And so she's challenging that. She said, no, we have to take care of each other. And that was a life-changing, extraordinary experience for every single person who attended. And we could see the fruit of both of their labor, Father and Mother Moon. So and then also the Peace Starts With Me tour, we cannot forget about that. When she went to Africa, to remote areas where there was pain, and she went to the gate of no return and prayed for the victims of slavery and for forgiveness, and really brought healing to Africa, an entire continent, and go on to Austria and deal with Auschwitz and the Jewish situation and so forth. So we feel she is really deserves that title. You know what I mean? She's not just talking; she's doing the work that mending everyone together or bringing a whole new atmosphere, a new vision, a new thought. She's a thought leader at this time that we haven't had before. And she's doing it in heart with her husband. We still feel that too, by the way. She's not saying, okay, now it's my turn. Yes, it is her turn. But she is also really in tune with the same vision and legacy that they both built over the last 5-6 decades. And so not enough can be said about her. And I want to say one more thing. She's a very, very simple woman. You know what? She would like to eat kimchi and rice. That would be just fine. She and her husband, they would be most happy in a small hut on the hill in the mountains and just be together and enjoy God's beautiful creation. There's one sentence I heard Father Moon saying one time, one day, maybe you can have time to relax a little bit, then I'll give you a tomato from our garden. When I heard that, I was moved to tears because that is the heart. And when it comes down to everything, in my time of working with them, it is that heart that is the unique thing about our founders. And we need to discover that by opening our own hearts and get rid of some of the barriers that are around to see the beauty of that heart that shines beyond their person. And that's what keeps us here, the love that is so profound that we have never experienced before. So we call her a true mother because she has that amazing love of God expressed in a female body with beauty and strength, inner strength, I would say. Never giving up, no matter what the situation is. Losing children to the next world, they passed away, and still keeping going. So enough. It cannot be said enough about this. I'm sure that the book will even go beyond what I said when you read that.
And that is the most inspiring thing, as Glenda just mentioned a while ago. She says, "Can't wait to buy the book and give it to all her friends." So
yes.
So many, I'm sure, is now interested. Where can they get this book? Would you do you know how can they order this?
Right now, it's not available yet on Amazon. I think they're setting it up that everyone can order it directly through Amazon, and it will be available in Kindle version as well. We are expecting a first shipment of 10,000 next week, but the official launch on Amazon will be announced, and I can promise you that we will do that on our Facebook page and also in our website, right? Maybe Kiyomi share what we have already put out so far.
Yes.
We got a great response, in fact.
By the way, I know that Kiyomi has some very special video that she was preparing. So for our audience, they can have some idea about the life of Dr. Hak Ja Han Moon.
I absolutely love this video. Before I click on it, I just wanted to say, so Mother Moon, she shares that she's, a daughter of God who really lives her life to serve God. But I would say, it's not about glorifying her accomplishments, but really every time that I go, we have WFWP meetings and she's there, and it's all about encouraging us to get to that point to reconnect.
Yes.
So it's really an example and an encouragement for everybody to reconnect with God. So I just want to share that. Let me pull up.
I wanted to piggyback on what you said, Kiyomi, because this is how really her passion to serve God, and for her to say as the begotten daughter, that is actually not on a particular not on an honor or pain, but it is that sense of responsibility as God's sons and daughters. We should
Right.
really, not only her taking that load, but encouraging many others to become God's sons and daughters. So I know that you have some prepared video that you can share in this. Are you ready?
Hold on one second. So I have to remember to share the audio.
Someone says, Autism Sanctuary from YouTube says, mothers are warriors, fierce
Yes.
warriors.
Yes.
True. That's why many can't wait to get this book and share it with their friends.
It
So
was
tell
pretty
me,
good.
Kiyomi, when you're ready.
Can you see the screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, let me push play.
Peace in those days was at best a dream. Communism was on the rise, and as a devout Christian family, we knew we needed to escape south. The distance between my hometown and the 38th parallel was over 200 kilometers. Heading south was not only forbidden, it was almost impossible. There were no good roads, and they plowed the rice fields in a way that was impassable. You couldn't travel by day, and because of the night police, it was dangerous to go at night. Finally, the 38th parallel came into view. I remember it so vividly. I saw a young woman run across the border as if she was escaping death. But our family could not run like that because I was only 6 years old and we were exhausted. By then, I had caught a cold and desperately needed water. So my grandmother went to fetch some from the locals. The police were everywhere, and as I was drinking, they found us. Because we were just women, they did not expect us to defy them. The officer told us, go back to your hometown. But after walking 200 kilometers, there was no turning back. So, at the risk of our lives, that very night, we crossed the border. It feels just like yesterday. The first time I met my husband, I knew he was an incredible man. He carried the burdens of the world on his shoulders.
Since my encounter with Jesus, I lived my life with just one thought. I wanted to bring about a world of peace, a world where there are no wars and where all humankind lives in love.
We were given an incredible cross to bear to fulfill our mission from God. The road to peace has been so hard, it felt virtually impossible to reach our goal. But this is how we lived, day and night. Since my husband's passing, our dream to serve God lives on. I can see the finish line within reach. Just like the police that tried to stop me from crossing the border, some may say that it is not possible. But I am absolutely determined to bring about a world of peace within my lifetime.
Wow. That is incredible. No wonder why many women and men should get this book, because her story is not only one for the books, but for recorded for history. Do you have anything more to share, Miss Madam President Angelica Selly?
About the book?
Yes.
Yeah, I haven't read it yet, but I heard one of the one who works with the publishing, the Tomek David Sher, and he showed us some excerpts from the book. I'm also incredibly moved by the back cover of the book. We saw the back cover. We have incredible endorsements from women leaders, male leaders from around the world. When you read those, I don't know if you can pull it up, even just to read one or two, it shows me that finally their incredible work for 50 years and suffering. I have to say, she's also the queen of suffering. I want to mention that. It's not like all glory that she's doing, right? So she has gone through such tremendous trials and tribulations. And I felt it's somehow catching on, and there's an awakening of the reality of what she and her husband has been doing. And that is expressed so beautifully and stunningly in Heads of States and their comments on the back cover. And there's 7 pages are being actually reserved in the front of the book and the back, with only statements from international leaders who have been working with Father and Mother Moon for years. You know, sometimes you see something and only at one point you realize who is that person, right? It's like the Groundhog Day. You have to do many things over and over and over until you finally realize, oh, there's this one point I didn't see, or there's something I have to change. And I feel there's a change about their image they had for so many years. You know, we want to mention that. How many years have Father and Mother Moon been persecuted because of who they are? Because people couldn't see who they really are. You know, they're projecting their own concerns or anger or whatever it was, you know, and competition and fear and so forth on them. But we are so liberated, even for those of us who have been working with them for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And we're only 29, by the way, because we don't get old in the Women's Federation.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's like, you know, now they are really being honored. And when Dr. Ban Ki-moon came, the former Secretary General of the UN, you know, they're giving honors to Mother Moon and Macky Sall from Africa and so forth in the World Summit, we could see this is real. And people who were there, they can see that peace can be achieved at this time if we all come together on that platform that they created for us. So, yes. Yeah, where's the book, right?
Yeah, this comment
See, somebody is coming already.
I could read. We have
Comment.
This
Awesome presentation and awesome. She says, "Wow, this is so incredibly awesome." When you shared, see, this is something. What happened when you are at home? Even someone coming. So let me just get the door.
Please.
Okay,
Yeah.
I will read the quote if I can pull it up one more time.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so we have one here from President of Nigeria, Honorable Dr. Goodluck Jonathan, and it says, Mother Moon's memoir is one of a life lived in total devotion to God and humanity. It comes at a time when our fragmented world is in dire need for a comprehensive view of world peace. This book is a must-read for all. And Honorable and his wife, Dr. Talia Burton, say that Moon is bringing God's message to the world and works to help marriages and families survive during these troubled times, bringing all nations and religions together to achieve world peace.
Amazing. Thank you so much. By the way, I want to give a shout out why I have the book. Even though it's Korean, I want to give a shout out to Dr. Susan Taffer, who is one of the Women's Federation for World Peace representative to the World Summit in Korea this year.
Yes.
And so she gave me this book, even though I could not read in Korean, but I wish I could. That's why I have the Korean book, because of Dr. Susan Taffer and Miss Kim Evans, who are the director and outreach director of the Global Women's Peace Network here in Arizona, together with our Miss Glenda Lambert, who is the chairwoman of the Global Women's Peace Network of Arizona. So shout out to you, Glenda.
Powerhouses. We love you all. You're amazing women in Arizona. They're on fire in Arizona, really. We love you.
We are as hot as the weather, and we're just beginning to. The weather is just the temperature is just beginning to rise. Wait until we get to October 10, 2020. That's the time we plan to have our Global Women's Peace Network led by Miss Glenda Lambert here in Arizona. And all because of your leadership, President Angelica Selly, we continue to march forward and make the Women's Federation for World Peace to continue to take root in this very hot desert climate.
Great, great, great. I don't know if you have one more moment, and Guillaume
Yes.
can show our upcoming event, a virtual event that we're providing for this time of COVID-19. We're still dealing with that, right? It's an empowerment with two of our other amazing women leaders who went to the summit. Mrs. Audra Hodge, she's the CEO of Phoenix Circle Business Circle, and Mrs. Amy Kadachian, she's a TV and talk show host for Empowering Humanity. So that will come up on the 27th, on next Wednesday after Memorial Day. And it's a live show, so everyone can tune in. So we will give a toolkit for women to deal, not only women, families to deal with this time of crisis economically. And the title is awesome. Reflect, reset, and rebuild, because we are entering a new era, right? We are entering a new time. There's no new, this is the old normal we will never see again. I think we all agree on that. The
Yes.
old normal has passed. We are getting ready for a new normal, and we are now creating that new normal together as well, right? Because there's many options how we can go about that. So we hope that this seminar, this event can truly be a wonderful inspiration to anyone at this time, to have hope and to look forward, because we hear the suicide rate is also going up. You know what I mean? People see themselves in such dire places that they sometimes only have no hope. They see no light anymore. And that's what they both will be talking about. We have experienced that, you know, and to give us tools so we don't have to go that route. So we have an alternative track to walk on. Very exciting, yeah.
It's I'm really excited to listen and watch that broadcast, because as you mentioned about even suicide rate is in a rise because they could not find hope. But we're grateful that Women's Federation for World Peace is one organization that is not only bringing hope but also bringing light to the mental health crisis and situation. So the COVID-19 is killing many, but mental health issue is also another thing we can touch about and bring highlight to this situation happening in our world today. Thank you so much for, you did not just inspire us, you enlighten us, you make us reflect, you make us think, and you make us act through the Women's Federation for World Peace. That's the heart of the mother in itself. And we are grateful for your time today. Do you have any parting words of wisdom to all women out there? As I know that you had another event to attend after this, so I wanted to have you for another hour. But if you have more time, but if you can share with us any parting words of wisdom.
I would say this, women out there, mothers, first of all, know you're awesome. Know that you are already leaders of the heart. You don't need a degree, you don't need a position, you don't need nothing other than your heart that you follow and that you act upon. And that will also be our common base to create a better world around us in our families and with each other and with our husbands and children. And let really the divine come through you, you know, to bring hope at this time. So peace be with you, and peace starts with you and me. Thank you. Thank you, Ria, also for this wonderful occasion to share, to have Guillaume and myself with you. We enjoyed this time together. Guillaume, you want to share something?
I think that was a great final word. I'm happy with that. Yes, I second what you said.
Well, thank you so much. As Ms. Glenda Lambert just said, great title for the seminar, Reflect, Reset, and Rebuild. And that is what Women's Federation is doing at this time in history. And not only that, you are pioneering a new way of mindset for young women. And I hope that many more women and men can support the Women's Federation for World Peace, because this is the one that is will complete, not compete, will complete men and women together to realize God's will here on earth. And we thank you from the bottom of my heart, from my house to yours. I appreciate that you come and join me in this celebration of women
Life.
and
Buhay,
mother.
buhay.
Yes, life. We bring life and infuse life to our broadcast today because of your inspiration, your guidance, and your leadership. We thank you. And in behalf of Buhay Buhay sa Amerika, from my house to yours, maraming salamat po, which is thank you so much in my language. And I appreciate Kiyomi Smith, our Women's Federation for World Peace USA Outreach Coordinator. Not only USA, you are a global outreach, Kiyomi.
Absolutely. Secretary General.
You
Yes.
also started the Global Friends of the Women's Federation for World Peace, which Buhay Buhay sa Amerika is the first September. And our Madam President, Ms. Angelica Selly, I appreciate you. We thank you for your leadership because of your humility, of your wisdom, and mother's heart. You inspire many more women to take the role, to take the lead. Even though I am not in, I don't have that capacity, but you inspired us to keep going. And
You
may
inspire me. You inspire me.
may you continue to blossom and be that light of this world as our true mother, Dr. Hak Jahan, wants us all to become God's daughter who will truly complete God's will. And we finally get one more. We need to just shout out these people. Baudine Hadley Bailey. She says thank you from Facebook. Thank you so much. And Glenda says thank you, Ria. Great show. Thank you to Women's Federation for World Peace for being here. And she mentioned that reflect, reset, and rebuild. And to all my friends who are in YouTube who join us, Jawo, and many others, we thank you from being here. And I hope that you will share this broadcast not only now, but many other friends will get this information to share to their friends that there's a new women's organization in the front line today, as well as the upcoming book of Dr. Hak Jahan Moon, Mother of Peace, in English. In Korean, mother is Omonim. And so I want to thank all of you for joining us in this broadcast today. Madam President Angelica Selly and
Thank
Kiyomi.
you. Namaste.
Thank you and maraming salamat. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.